This is PJNET.TV, and this is my perspective and comments. In this video segment of My Perspective and Comments, we cover politics, society here and abroad, and the events of the day that are shaping our nation. PJNET.TV, My Perspective and Comment, coming to you with a worldview, one nation under God. Welcome to My Perspective and Comments. And I'd just like to start out now talking what we've seen over the last couple months here where we saw the evil inflicted there in Buffalo with shootings, Uvalde shootings, and the evil there, and now we have this evil guy who killed innocents, people out enjoying 4th of July parade, and this evil takes place. So I'd like to, and the first thing we're seeing now, again, the usual suspects coming out of the woodwork. We need to take away more guns and restrict free people, law-abiding people, instead of looking at, the so-called red flags. And as you may have seen in some of the legislations and the talk about we need red flags. Well, I'd like us to take a look and talk a bit about this last evil shooter and the red flags that were there. And there was nothing, seemed to be nothing in place to move forward to address the red flags that were there. Again, this took place in Illinois. The Highland Park Police Department got involved, and they've been kind of updating on this evil that if you've watched the TV or the news that took place there. People out watching the 4th of July parade. But I'd like us to kind of delve into the mental health and the sickness that seems to be cropping up and identified. And what do we do? Taking away guns from law-abiding citizens that want to be able to protect themselves. So we put law-abiding people in jeopardy because of some of the red flags that haven't been heeded. So let's talk a bit about in 2019. There was some red flags where the family calls police to their home because they are being threatened to kill everyone. And the police show up and remove knives and daggers. Now, if that's not a red flag and something should have been recorded and that should have been noted. The state police were informed of what took place, but there was nothing that the authorities came in and said, we need to get this individual help, and there needs to be a record of this individual, especially when the father, some months later after that incident, gives cosigns to give this guy an ID so that he could purchase weapons, guns. So we see, and there were 2 incidences of this, of him acting out dangerously, and nothing was done. The family didn't pursue any charges or anything that would push the police to be able to to take action. But I believe that just them showing up at the home and seeing that scene that was there and what those knives that he had should have been an automatic. We have to make efforts now to get this individual help and to have it noted. And I guess I wanted to talk about the family. You know, this is, you know, the father or goes and co-signs or sponsors to get this guy an ID to purchase weapons. And you kind of think in the back of your mind, what was he thinking? And I guess that's the issue. There are parents out there that if they know that their child is troubled or a loved one is troubled and not say anything, is that part of the problem of loved ones not coming in and doing, almost being enablers at that point, and when tragedy happens, there's the devastation of why didn't I do anything? And they also had an interview with the cousin or another relative and said, I didn't know anything, that there was nothing I knew about that was of concern. Well, obviously he wasn't a close relative or to see what the family dynamics that were going on there. So again, we hear a lot about going after law-abiding citizens and disarming and wanting to disarm the nation instead of looking at solutions to be able to maybe get those red flags that are waving away that something should be done and individuals should be identified and not be able to get guns or weapons. That should be the emphasis or trying to evaluate and to get these people help. Also, we're seeing in many of these blue states these laws where they're letting criminals out of jail or no bail, and it's a revolving door. And if that isn't an incentive for continued crime, I don't know what else is. And that where we're seeing that one of the common words you're hearing in the news is repeat offenders, and that's what we're seeing is crime after crime, and now they can escalate that crime because they know that there's not going to be any consequences for the crimes that they commit or the murders that they're committing, when they know that we can plead it away, and these prosecutors aren't really going to throw the book at me. So again, when you don't hold anyone accountable for crimes, you get more of it, and that's what we're seeing nationwide. I'd like to talk a bit about what we're seeing here, and we talked about this last week, and we went over this January 6th committee and what's going on here. And I call it a clown show. I mean, basically, it's trying to make it almost be a trial, but a show trial with an agenda. Trump is bad, and he needs to be put away and never run for the presidency again. And one of the people that has been leading and spearheading this charge has been Liz Cheney. And I'd like us to take a look here at a video clip. Laura Ingraham will be discussing and going over where she has been, why she's doing what she's doing, and what maybe her agenda is, and what are her prospects right now in winning re-election for her seat. So take a listen here to discussing Liz Cheney and what's been going on with that January 6th committee, and what they've been the people that they have been rounding up and really going out of their way to go after people. And I guess what I want to say is that, this bringing people and having the FBI, using thug tactics to arrest people, arrest the lawyers, put handcuffs on some of the lawyers that were representing President Trump and others, and almost to make a display of them. And it's almost a message that if you are working in a Trump administration, we could be coming after you when that administration, when the Trump administration ends, and you could be facing a litany of trial, endless trials to try and convict you for some fake cause. And that's what we're seeing, is rounding them up and charging them with, actually rounding them up and not charging them with anything. You just need to show up, and if you don't, we're going to come and arrest you. So here, take a listen to Laura Ingraham and discussing Liz Cheney and her antics. Take a look.